with you.
All right, I would love to have a conversation with you and tell you how you broke my fucking heart.
But a lot of times that's not really love, it's infatuation, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, even at this age, I don't know the different shit.
I was really not nice to like my boyfriends.
You know, in our home, sometimes love was chaotic.
In hindsight, it sounds very toxic. Now that I'm saying it out loud.
It made me think like, damn, is that love? Because I'm not built like that. I'm out probably on like the first fist fight, maybe.
Uncle Sonny?
Yeah,
You call your grandpa Uncle Sonny?
Obviously, if I'm playing hide and seek, I want him to find me. So I'm like, you kind of, oh, you found me.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Mash, aka the Spew Guy Drip Drip. Please say the drip drip. I need you to stop what you're doing right now. You stop what you're doing and hit the subscribe button. Don't worry, I'll wait. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Now let's get ratchet the sophisticated way. Peace, peace, peace. What's good, everybody? This is your boy, Mash, aka the Spew Guy Drip Drip. Please say the drip drip. I'm here with the Sophisticatedly Ratchet Podcast. That's an interesting sound.
It's
We gotta find.
It's so nasty.
That's an interesting sound. We gotta revisit that. And I'm here with my tribe. If you don't know, I'm here with the lovely Ice Queen. All right, Ice Queen, do you want to talk your shit, or we doing a quick intro?
Hey, tribe, it's the Ice Queen, and I'm going to be icy, as always.
Every day. All right, we're gonna swing it over to everybody's favorite reform FB, Shake the Wanderer. Shake, talk your shit, King.
What's up? You already know it's your boy Shake. Let's go. Mr. RF. Wait, before RFB? I gotta remember the acronym.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. You all right there, bro. But one thing we not gonna forget what comes after number 2. The number 3. And who's our number 3? BX.
It's your girl Mo.
Stand up. There we go.
What's
Mo,
good,
talk your
guys? It's your girl Mo. Hey, y'all hear that?
Never.
The water for the Bronx. Hey.
shit. Uptown, baby.
Hey, y'all.
Gang.
We get down, baby. It's your girl Mo. I hail from Co-op City, Section 5. Don't ever zone my shit. Short and sweet. Okay?
Big fact. We gonna swing it over to last but not least, the Big Beard Gang. My man Flash
Talk about it.
Philosopher.
You're gang. I'm gonna keep it short today. We ain't got no love for these hoes. It's your boy Flash the Philosopher. It is he. It is me. It is I. Gang. What up, y'all?
All right, now I'm gonna do it again. It's time to get ratchet the sophisticated way. All right.
Yeah.
I like that.
Today's episode, we're gonna be talking about our relationship with puppy love. All right. For those who don't know, you're gonna know. All right. We're gonna do all of that good stuff. Tell you about what led to this episode. But before we do that, we want to educate, entertain, and inform. And in order to do that, we need to have Shake's Word of the Week.
I can be anything. Take a look. It's in a book.
Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Shake, and I'm here to present you with today's Word of the Week. I know it's been a while since I taught y'all something, so we're going to teach you something this week. All right? So, today's Word of the Week is limerence. All right? And this is in honor of today's episode. We're doing an episode on puppy love, all right? So limerence is a noun, and it means the state of being infatuated or obsessed with another person, typically experienced involuntarily and characterized by intense emotions, intrusive thoughts, or desire for reciprocation, right? All right, so I'm going to put it in a sentence, all right? In junior high school.
Wait, my fault. Did you spell it?
Would you like me to spell the word? Sorry about
Hell
that.
yeah, nigga. I don't know how to pronounce that shit over way. Come on.
The word is limerence, all right? And it's spelled Limerence. Limerence. All right? Okay. And let me put it into a sentence. So, in junior high school, I gave this chick all of my JanSport strings. And, I thought it was because she liked me. It turned out it was because of limerence, and she wasn't even feeling me.
That was good. That was good. I dig that.
Taking it back to JanSport.
What's the definition again? It was a lot.
It's a stating of being infatuated or obsessed, pretty much. Okay? But you want reciprocation, you don't always get it back. okay? But you're still
Got
infatuated with
it.
the person.
Great word for this episode. Okay.
All right. We like it.
Good job, Shay. Good job.
All right. Let me let you guys know about this game, all right? So we play a game throughout the episode. And whenever someone says the word in regular conversation, we are going to take a sip from this cup. We're going to keep count. And whoever says the words the most times by the end of the episode wins, all right? So you guys should join along, all right? You can have a sip. We don't encourage drinking liquor, all right? So you could drink some liquor. You could drink some a regular drink, some tea, some water, whatever you want. Just sip with us and join along, all right, guys? All right, and thanks for being Sophisticatedly Ratchet.
Gang.
Yeah, we used to talk about we used to talk about other drug usage in the show, but now we trying to
Party favors, Mash. Party favors.
we're trying to
not
get
the
some
D word.
sponsorship, so we can't use the words that we want to use anymore. But
No, we can get sponsorships in what we want and what we use in the party favors that we use.
sure, I'm all for coin. Anyway, if we could get some extra coin in our pocket, that'd be great. Okay, so today's topic inspiration. Today's episode was inspired by the viral video of Mr. James Tucker. I'm not sure if y'all seen the little homie, but he's very expressive. All right, and he's done with Bianca. All right, and we felt that in our souls because kids be going through it. So we were wondering, we want to ask if you felt it when you were a kid. Like, did you go through puppy love? Did you experience a massive heartbreak that that might have shaped your adult life? And that's basically where we are with this episode. All right, for those who don't know, puppy love is also known as a crush, right? And it's similar to the word of the week, right? It's an informal term of feelings of romantic love, often felt during childhood or early adolescence. It's an infatuation usually developed by someone based on the way they look or usually first sight, honestly. But that's what puppy love is, okay? Now, Flash, you want to plug in James Tucker? We want to watch this as a collective, or we want to?
Yeah, let's see little James Tucker. This went viral so long ago, but it's so relevant.
Yeah,
Come on, little James.
You used the word, Mash. You get a point.
No, I didn't
Flash
use it.
didn't. Flash missed
He
that.
didn't use it.
No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
you
said
said
like
it's similar to the word of the week, limerence.
He didn't say the word.
He
He
did
just
not.
said
He
the
didn't say the
word of
word.
the
He just
week.
said it's similar to the word of the week.
The word of the
I didn't
week.
want to waste it because it was a cool down. I didn't want to waste it.
Wow.
No worries. I was
Cause
trying
the
to
free
cheat for
points
you,
is
I
wild.
guess.
Niggas would have took it
Yeah,
from me.
yeah,
Niggas would have
yeah,
took it from me
yeah,
if I
yeah.
used it.
We don't be
He
giving nothing
referenced the
away.
word of the week, but he definitely did not say it.
All right. So this is little James Tucker on his rant. Here you go, Lil James Tucker.
I'm just telling you, I'm done with Bianca this time. I'm not worried about Bianca this time. Just know, I moved on to bigger and better things.
Oh,
Yeah. And I ain't about to,
Not bigger.
and I
James.
ain't about to say that
James.
because I see your camera right now.
okay, yeah, because I'm going to post
Bianca,
you doing this.
Bianca, if you're seeing this, just know, Lil James Tucker is done with you. He's done with you. Cause you didn't hurt me. That's some pain that nobody can fix.
Nah.
James, how the girl hurt you?
Oh,
James, it's not that serious. You
know what
really
it
getting
is?
your
You know what-
feelings.
You know what it is? It's them pretty girls that just the work.
James, I thought you loved me.
I'm done.
You through?
I'm through. I am sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Nah, my
I
man.
love
My
it.
man
I
said
love
it.
it. I love it.
My man said it, please. That is
I'm
Lil.
sick and tired
Lil
of being
James
sick
Tucker,
and
bro.
tired.
Those are real
Classic.
feelings. They're valid.
Yeah, he did. He definitely before his time right now. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so
Facts.
obviously, Lil James Tucker, he's done with Bianca. He's clearly expressed disapproval of her actions, and she obviously must be a pretty girl because apparently pretty girls are the ones who always break Lil James Tucker's heart.
Over time.
So the question is, do you think his feelings were valid, and did you have any crushes at that age?
His feelings is valid for him, right? Because only he can feel how he wants to feel. And at his age, he feels that he's done with Bianca. he's hurt or she hurt him in some kind of capacity. Although as an adult looking at James, you'll probably be like, come on, James, like you're already an adult, so you already know that he's going to go through a sequence of events in his life. He's going to get older. Right now, Bianca is really nobody to us as the adult, but to James, Bianca is everything to him. So if you look at it from those perspectives, absolutely. Second part you asked, Mash, was did we experience this in our life? I'm pretty sure when I was younger, I had my crushes that, you know, definitely devastated me if we broke up or if they didn't like me back or anything like that. So, you know, you're a kid. So that's your, you know, you have your crush on who you have your crush on. Definitely.
You know what comes up for me is that he is really in touch with his emotions and his feelings. And we still feel these feelings as grown-ups. And I hate the fact that we minimize what kids are feeling at that age. Like, Mo, you reference, oh, you know, it ain't nothing. It's little puppy love. And yeah, you're going to be experiencing this when you get older. But I think I felt like this in my 20s, even in my 30s. You know what I mean? And so that feeling is very, very valid. And I think we minimize it when they're kids because, you know, we're like, you ain't really experienced life. But those feelings are very, very real. And I remember the first time I had a little boy crush and he punched me in my chest at recess. Damn. We were in 4th grade and I'll never forget that. Yeah. It literally took the wind out of me. And I was so hurt. I was hurt. And then we ended up going out. This is, by the way, this is 4th grade. So I was like 9. We ended up going out like later in the semester. But I remember standing up outside as we were getting ready to go into the building. You know, you usually line up in like the playground. And I don't know what I said to him because I don't remember, but I'm sure I must have said something slick knowing who I am now, right?
Obviously.
And he punched me straight in my chest and it hurt my whole feelings. I remember going home feeling very, very sad. So I think feelings are real even at that age. Yeah.
Yeah, TJ, I'm a co-sign you, TJ, because one thing I realized with Lil James Tucker, like I used to do this thing where if I'm really in a way my feelings, I do the shake, I do the like, you know, you kind of you tense up and your body start moving. That's how I know, like, nah, this is real feelings. So, you know, and that's how Lil James expresses himself. And I feel like, granted, I was never as expressive as a kid as James Tucker in the sense of like I can even profess this type of stuff to my mom. My mom probably laugh at me.
Facts.
Right.
But box you. What are you talking about, boy?
Yeah, but I know me. Like back in my days as a kid, especially when I know I had feelings for a crush, like if she didn't give me like the right type of movement back, I would go home or in a corner, I would just be shaking and shit like, oh, like she don't even know, you know. And I remember this one chick I used to have a crush on. And it was the weirdest thing because she had like the most beautiful calves in the world. We had to wear uniforms. I remember her name. Her name is Nikki.
Calves.
I don't know what it was, but her calves. We had to wear uniforms, and there would be times where she would either not wear stockings or something. But when I tell you, like, this girl has some excellent calves for like, this had to be like junior high school or some shit. But it made me feel a way. I was sitting here like, no, I didn't know how to profess the love for her, but. You know, I had a crush on her for sure. That was my puppy love, or one of my puppy loves, I should say.
So is it safe to say you're a leg guy?
Sometimes
you like legs on a woman.
I think I've grown since then, TJ. But I think legs is my thing for sure. Like cats is beautiful.
When you're in junior high, sometimes you hyper focus on certain things. So I think that was just something he hyper focused on. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I agree with you, TJ. Just because you don't have life experience doesn't mean your heart can't be broken, right? Or at least you can't feel like your heart is broken, right? But on the other hand, I do believe that young kids like James, they aren't really experiencing love, right? They're experiencing like attachment. They're experiencing like fantasy. They base it off of like an imitation of emotional patterns that they've seen around them, like from parents and movies and things like that. But I don't think it's like real love because they can't really comprehend the type of commitment and vulnerability and things that, or all the things that actually go into love, right? because they're too young. They don't understand it. But that's all the things that will go into like a mature part of love that I don't believe that they can understand. But I'm not saying that I invalidate his feelings because that's how he feels.
Right.
But he's not truly in love. You know what I mean? Did I have a crush when I was in junior high? When I was young? I've never been on the level of James, just like Flash said. I've never been able to profess my love, but I've had crushes on chicks. And, I like I said, I really did give a chick my JanSport strings, and, it really hurt me when she didn't like me back. Okay?
Oh my God. She just wanted your string shake. That's what she wanted.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's how we know you a millennial if you talking about JanSport string.
All good. So I definitely experienced limerence as a kid.
Ding.
Get a point.
I take a sip to
Thank
that.
you so much. Thank you so much. And I do think that James' feelings are valid because it's all perspective, right? He may be a little person, but he's still a person, and he's entitled to react to his experiences how he want to react. So I do think that's legit. When I was a little kid, I definitely had a crush on a girl named Tamika Grisby. This is in elementary school. And to this
her
day,
whole name?
to this day, I
the whole
still
name,
look
wow.
for Tamika Grisby on social media just to see what she looked like now, because I cannot imagine
What she look like? What she look like?
I
guys?
never found her. Yo, Tamika, if you watching the podcast, hit me. All right, I would love to have a conversation with you and tell you how you broke my fucking heart. All right, because Tamika was showing me no love as a little boy, none. So much so that I used to keep a journal, and in my journal, I was like, girls always want the bad boys. They never want to talk to smart guys who know about photosynthesis. And I wrote that as a little boy. And I was like,
You was right.
yeah, dead ass. I was like, Tamika broke my little heart because she didn't show me no time of day. But I think about it now, and when I see James' video, I could relate to that. I could relate to him feeling intense feelings of attachment and emotions to somebody, even though they're not acknowledging you in that same kind of way. It doesn't often have to be reciprocated, but you can still feel it as an individual. So, I definitely, I could relate with my man James 100%.
Fact.
You know what I want to say too, real quick? I challenge Shake. A bit, because Shake said that you don't know what love is. I be feeling like we know what love is, even at that young age, in terms of like experiencing or feeling how we feel, and it's valid. Because granted, you might get older and shit, and maybe you might put certain names on it and shit. But if I feel like I was in love, I was in love. Don't challenge my love. You don't know what my love feel like.
And I agree with that, Flash, because, as you age, there's different requirements.
Right.
Love in your 40s is like, we got to pay bills. So I need to know, are you committed to staying here? Are you committed to the bills? Are you committed to all the things? And in high school, it was kind of like loyalty. Like, don't cheat on me. Don't embarrass me. It was like, it's different levels of it as you get older. You know what I mean? So, and as you age. And I think another important part is, I think when we grew up, a lot of us had Caribbean parents.
How many children do you have?
23, 22 baby mother. Real bad man.
Like, you could not ever tell your mother about no little boy that you're talking to at 8 years old or a little girl. It's like, absolutely not. This is something that you kept to yourself. So I love the fact that he's in touch with his emotions and he feels comfortable enough to share with his mom,
And when you think about it too, like love was mad simpler back in the days, because love could have been like just holding my hand, like, and that could have been like, boom, I'm there. I don't know, but maybe
Ooh, that hit deep just now.
Oh, it's so deep.
But a lot of times that's not really love, it's infatuation, bro. You're infatuated and you don't really know the difference. I'm gonna be honest with you, even at this age, I don't know the difference shit. Like, if I'm I don't know if I'm infatuated or I love this person. But I do understand that when I love somebody, what I would do for a person that I love. You feel what I'm saying? Right. And I have more of an understanding of that at this age. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like him at that age, I don't think he was going to do a lot for Bianca. I think he was just holding hands with Bianca, and he enjoyed Bianca, but I don't know if he would if he understood like what he would sacrifice for love back then.
Sorry, I was just gonna say I think James understood enough to be tired of being sick and tired.
I am sick. I am sick of your shit. And when I'm not sick, I'm tired. I am sick and tired.
You don't say you tired of being sick and tired unless you know what being sick and tired feel like. And I'm not knocking your experience, but I think James might have been advanced for his little bit of age because he clearly felt something. He felt something for real.
I think he definitely, whatever Bianca did to him, he felt it. And based off his feelings about Bianca, he was sick and tired and was like, I'm not dealing with it no more. So we don't know what Bianca did to him, but whatever she did, he internalized that. And he's responding to how he's feeling. So his feelings is definitely valid. Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like the sick and tired is just him kind of like imitating something he heard his mom say when she was like really frustrated. Yeah. I don't know if he really understands what sick and tired or being sick and tired really means. But then, Shake, you said something. I'm going to say this and I'm going to be done, Matt, so you can move on to the next topic. But I will say that at that age, you can protect a little girl. You can, hold her hand. I had little boys walking me home after school, making sure that I was good, buy me little candies, little things like that. And that's all you need. And that's why I said when Flash mentioned that, it's so deep because it's so authentic. It's like, I don't want anything from you but to hold your hand, to like walk you home after school. It's just like, I don't want really anything from you. I'm not thinking about sex at that age either. You know what I'm saying? It's not like alternative motives is what I'm saying.
Yeah. And just to put a caveat to that, you got to think like cavemen and shit. They ain't have all the problems we have and shit. We made love complicated. But anyway, I digress. Go ahead.
You spoke to a caveman to tell you that?
I just want to add one more thing before we move on from this talking point. I think, TJ, you hit the nail on the head when you talked about like relationship milestones, right? How the relationships, our requirements for love change as we get older and we grow. Yeah. But his requirement for love might have just been enough for him to feel how he felt at that time, right? So moving on from that, right? That actually serves into our next talking point, which is
craving something cool with serious island flavor? Island Pops in Brooklyn is your go-to for Caribbean-inspired frozen treats made by hand with real tropical ingredients. Island Pops is now one of the coolest restaurants in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, serving up bold scoops like grape nut, their #1 favorite, alongside other deliciously layered flavors. Not in NYC? No problem. Island Pops ships nationwide at islandpops.com. Just make sure to mention that Sophisticatedly Ratchet Podcast sent you, so they know that you're part of the tribe. Island Pops, culture that you can taste.
Who taught you how you should love? Right? Was it TV? Was it cartoons? Was it Disney movies? Was it your parents? Where did you get your best representation of love? And yeah, that's it. Who taught you?
I'll keep it short and sweet. I ain't gonna hold you. So now granted, my parents, they still married to this day. And and they love each other because they be having like side conversations to me about like who bothering who and shit. And I just be like, why don't y'all just talk to each other sometime? But I know they love each other because of how they use me as a proxy sometimes, just to be like, I wish your father would do that, and then my pops be like, I wish your mom would do that, and I would relate stuff to them, and then somehow they figure it out, right? So I would say like the main indicator for love for me sometimes would be my parents, but they be bickering and arguing sometimes. So I just be like, damn, y'all sure? But that's neither here or there. But for me, I ain't gonna hold you, with sitcoms. I feel like when I used to watch sitcoms, whether we talking like Family Matters,
same here.
Full House, this, that, and the third, I got a lot of my tools of understanding like, damn, that's a great dynamic to be in a house and have communication and resolve issues when you get an issue, because 9 out of 10 times there was always an issue in a sitcom, right? And it always was one of these things where it's like, let's always end back at love at some point, right? There was always an apology, a hug, or some sort of thing that you had to learn in order to say like, all right, we found balance again. So I'm gonna just say for me, sitcoms and my mom and pop.
Yo, you bringing back the sitcoms is real because I remember when the music used to come on and you'd be like Full House, Danny would be like, well, you see, Michelle, stealing is wrong. And this is why we don't steal. You know when the music come on, this is a learning moment right now. You should pay attention to what, and this is what love looks like in these sitcoms. And a lot of times, I'm gonna keep it a stack. This gave us the blueprint on what love was supposed to look like, right? Even in like movies, Prince Charming and in the Disney movies, love was magical and that shit. But we understood, I'm gonna be honest with you, we understood in real life, that's not what it was, right? Love was kind of, in our home, sometimes love was chaotic. Love was conditional. Sometimes family was distant. Even though we know we loved each other, they were distant, right? And we internalized this. Even though we saw these things in the movies, we still learned how to love at home, right? Because, we saw what the difference was. Well, at the end of the day, you can't say, this is how we're supposed to be and this is how it is. It's like it's a cognitive dissonance. What's the word I'm looking for? Cognitive dissonance, right?
Dissonance.
Yeah.
I like that.
I agree with you, Shake. That was good.
Mm-hmm. Well said, Shake. Yeah. Wow. You're giving philosopher vibes. Okay.
When I really think, I'm like, wow, how did I know about love? Life, I would say. Yes, looking at sitcoms, but just really going through it. Like Shake said, I don't think you see so many different things, right? You see the sitcoms, you see the Disney movies. I see my parents, but I don't really feel like I got that from my mom and pop, to be honest. You know what I mean? I look at my godparents who, as Flash stated, they still married till today, right? Now, I'm not saying and I talked about this before in a prior episode. Now, I'm not saying that they've never argued in life. I've never seen them argue at all. You know what I mean? So just looking at them and how they banter with each other and how they, they always with each other and stuff like that. But I would say definitely sitcoms. Like that gives us a little taste of, what we wanted to experience or what we known to be love. Like, oh, look at this, or oh, he took her books from the locker, or he's carrying her books home and things of that. So I think that was my first real experience about what it would hope to look like through the sitcoms and through Disney and stuff like that. But I think overall, just going through life and you stumble upon it, you know what I mean? And then you learn it as you go, with every person that either when you have puppy love too, then it grows to, this is, as it grows is how you kind of experience it. That's what I was saying.
Yeah. Today's generation, I would say, is influenced by maybe social media and TV. But back in the day, it was really TV for us, I think, and whatever we saw in our homes. And so as a kid, I think I, fantasized after seeing The Cosby Show and seeing Rudy and what's the little boy that used to come over?
Kenny.
Bud.
Kenny.
Bud.
My name's Kenny. Bud. My name's Kenny. Bud. My name's
Seeing a different world, seeing Whitley and Dwayne and, seeing Topanga and Corey, like the shows that I would watch, it made me feel like, okay, that's what I want. But then I also noticed, and I didn't get to put this together until I got much older, is that when I started finding real relationships as I became like a later teen, dating in my, I would say 16 to 18, I was really not nice to like my boyfriends. And I would do things to see if they would stick around. And I started to evaluate that when I was going through therapy as a, adult in my late 20s. And I was like, okay, it's because I was imitating what I saw in my home. I saw my dad being super abusive and my mom staying. And, that's what I think I ended up getting subconsciously, even though I was watching all the TV stuff and all the things that I wanted, but I was being mean and I wanted to see if he was going to stick around. And I'm like, okay, he loves me because he's still here. And I think I saw that for a very long time. And that's been the basis of my trauma. I be trying to leave the minute things go bad because, I ain't trying to stick around for all the bullshit because that's not love. Like I now see that as not love, So that was kind of deep, but yeah, for me, it was our influences in the home and TV.
Well, all right. Look, let's just talk about your childhood, okay? Let's talk about your childhood.
Let's talk about your childhood.
Yeah, I agree. I think that I did get my influences from a lot of cartoons. Like Disney movies was big for me. And I feel like the real life instance of love that I can remember as a kid were my great grandparents. My great grandfather loved on my great grandmother something crazy, and she would curse him out. It was crazy.
Really?
Yo, my great grandmother was one of
Show me something he would do. Say
best,
something he would do.
He paid all the fucking bills. He take care of everything. Like he was the provider of all providers, and he was inspirational in a way, right? And I think that they were a great example of love for me, because he would never leave. No matter what my grandmother would say or whatever she would do, he would just eat that shit, brush it off, and be fine about it. And it blew my mind as a kid, because on TV they didn't talk like that. You know what I mean? On TV they didn't treat each other like that. But he was able to just like brush off all that bullshit. He was like, she just bugging. I love her, and we just gonna move on from there. In hindsight, it sounds very toxic. Not that I'm saying it out loud, but it worked for them. It
sound really toxic.
They died together. They was like 80 plus years together. After he passed away, she passed away shortly after. Like it was like they was connected in that kind of way, and it worked for them. I just want to add this one more thing. After them, I would say my godfather, the Martin family, my dad's best friend. They were like the real life Huxtables. Like Eric Martin had 3 kids. He had 1, 2, 3. They have 3 kids. No, 4 kids. 4 kids.
Oh, Robin, look at those sweet little faces.
I ain't having it. I'm like Marvin Gaye. I want to know what's going on.
Oh, no! It's Baby's kids!
3 girls, 1 boy, and he was like a super father. He would take them to sports events and have birthday parties and have barbecues, and that was such a clear indication of like a loving real life Huxtable setup for me. So I think that those 2 real life examples and cartoons helped shape my vision of love as a kid. I'm complete.
Yeah, you know what? That's dope. I'm gonna just say point one thing out. I don't think I'm built like the old school. Like I don't think I'm built like the old school folks no more. And my mom used to tell me stories. And granted, my mom and pop, they've been married for well over 40 years now. And I think part of that is rooted in love. But then my mom used to always tell me stories about like my grandma. My grandma name was Lurleen Dixon. She had a real just like strong.
Lurleen is a Jamaican name.
Strong Jamaican name. My grandma was a strong Jamaican woman. Okay. And it's funny because she's telling me stories about, her mother and my grandpa, and she would say like my grandpa used to come into the crib sometimes drunk, and they would fist fight. You know what I'm saying? But especially like if dinner was I'm lying. My grandma would come from out of the street, and they would fist fight. Because he would be like, "Where you was at, and why dinner not ready?" type of shit, and they would fight, and my mom and her siblings would be watching, them fight, and then after they fight, my grandma would go and fix dinner, and then make her husband a plate, and then feed the kids or whatnot.
Here you go, baby.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome. Salad with blue cheese dressing. Crumbles. Fried red snapper.
And it was like a system that was recreated almost every time that my grandma came home. Like my grandma, she was running the streets probably. I don't know, but it made me think like, damn, is that love? Because I'm not built like that. I'm out probably on like the first fist fight maybe. I'm not built like the old school head. I'm being honest.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Nah, that's because I'm gonna be honest with you, especially in those times right there, love was it was about safety. I'm not even going to when I say not as far as fighting. I'm talking about when I'm talking about safety. I'm talking about always having a roof over your head. You know what I'm saying? Always having clothes on your back. Always having something, and that felt like love back then. But I'm be honest with you, like I'm leaving on the first fist fight too. I'm with you, Flash. I'm with it.
Yeah.
I'm not fist fighting with my chick. You real shit. Like, I'm not fist fighting with you. I'm sorry.
Yo, Flash. I think when you said that, what made me think about was like, do you think that she stayed because she had no choice? Like, because when I think about like, options, right? And society has changed tremendously, right? Specifically for women, right? Women are doing a lot more things that they weren't doing back in those days.
Education.
Right? The salary gap is completely
Jobs.
different. You know, like they can vote now, you know, they have autonomy of their body in certain states. We're still working on that. But in terms of like freedom, right, is drastically different from then to now. So my question is, do you think that she would have stuck around now, given the circumstances?
Oh, so now I don't know if you heard me the first time. My grandma got a strong Lurleen Dixon. So when I say like she would come home, it's because she had like boyfriends and shit. And when she would come home, don't think she was losing them fights, my nigga. My grandma, she was a fighter. You know what I'm saying? So she had plenty of choices, and I don't think she liked anybody messing with her freedom or her autonomy to do certain things. So don't get it twisted. Like they would fight, but my grandma was winning. Okay, she was doing what she had to do.
Wow.
So,
I don't want to say what I'm thinking about your grandpa. I don't want to say what I'm thinking about your grandpa.
And also,
so let's just move on.
No, Max, you mentioned something, and I want to also say, I don't know if you're saying this, and I no disrespect to Lurleen Dixon. We should throw her picture up right here. But I will say, there's a thing in Jamaica, and it's called a jacket. If y'all don't know, try what a jacket is. If you ever heard a Jamaican or a Caribbean person say a jacket, that is women that were doing them back in the days too. And you have a whole husband, and he don't know that that's not his kid. They call that a jacket. The kid is a jacket.
Blood clot.
That exists.
That might explain.
That exists.
Look.
So you're saying that there was an options match, and she may have had options. You know what I'm saying?
Just not an option to leave.
Obviously, them niggas wasn't paying the bill, so you know.
Right. She had to keep that jacket was keeping her warm.
In my opinion, not only that, and then she has her kids. You gotta remember, back then mentality was, I don't want my kid. Like you want to stay together for the kids. Although the kids is gonna see and be traumatized, but that wasn't the way of thinking back then. Nobody thought about trauma or mental health or any of those things pertaining to the children. It was just for what the children could see. Oh, I want them to see mom and dad still together. You know what I mean? Not realizing, still together, but y'all fighting every day. That's impacting us. That wasn't the thought process back then.
I agree with that. I feel like you know how many miserable baby boomers there were out there that stayed together for the kids.
Oh gosh, they wasn't even sleeping in the same room.
Miserable.
Exactly. Oh my God. I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry. What did I land on? Boys in the Hood.
Remember the honeymooners? Even the honeymooners, what's the other one? Lucy and Des, they were sleeping in separate beds. You know what I mean? They weren't even sleeping in the same bed.
That was the thing that they did, though. That was the thing that they did. My grandfather and grandmother did the same thing. They had two separate twin size beds. I thought I didn't think it was weird as a kid, but as I got older, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, why y'all sleep together?
Because they stay together, but you're not always happy.
Yeah.
So I mean, let's unpack this a little bit more. Are we saying that?
Oh, geez.
Are we saying that love is not meant to be forever based on our grandparents? Like, are we saying that it might be a possibility that it might not be forever?
I'm saying that sometimes we fall in love for the wrong. We call it love for the wrong reasons. And we stay together for the wrong reasons, even when the love is gone. And I think that happened a lot back then, and it still happens, but not as much today.
People getting divorces,
Yeah, people getting divorces at a way higher rate now. But I feel like back then, they stayed together and called it love, but it wasn't. Like, it was them just, it was survival. Bro, it wasn't love.
And commitment. And also commitment, too.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, they'll say, well, I'm committed to this person. I'm committed to my family. And so I'm going to stay, even though it's hard, even though it's bad, even though it's... Because it has its ups and downs, you know? Like you said. And I love what Flash said about, Miss Dixon. She's still going to bust his ass and then show him love and care and respect and serve him. You know what I mean? And the family. She knew her role, and everybody knew their roles. You know what I mean? And I think that's something that's missing.
I don't know. I just feel like in that instance, you just suffering in silence, though. You know what I mean?
I agree, Mash. I agree.
You're just suffering, and you're just gonna deal with it for somebody else's sake. That's crazy to me. I couldn't see that being a lifestyle that would work for me, but I understand how it works for others.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
I'm gonna just say like I'm a little bit in a disagreement, not all the way, but I don't feel like love has to look perfect all the time either. I feel like people are going to go through their times and places where it's like, I don't really fuck with you right now, and I don't think that means that you don't love the person. It just means that you're being honest with just where you are at the moment, and even if you're mad at your person or whatnot, some people have different type of resolves in terms of, I don't want to say punishment, because once again, we all got some people have thicker skins than other people just based on your era. They say same shit about NBA. Oh, this era tougher than this era. And just be like, nah, we just learn different and we love different. I don't want to ever downplay somebody's ability to know what love was for them, because maybe that was love and we just look at it only on the outside, but who knows what the fuck is going on when you in your own shit. I'm to be honest with you.
Can we take a minute to shout out?
We can call anything love.
I'm sorry. Can we take a minute to get your grandfather's name out here, because he's the real fucking.
He's the real G. Stick around.
This nigga was dealing with her being out these streets, his name? Messing around with other niggas, and then have to argue to get his meal made at home, and he stayed. That nigga's the real star of the story. I'm just saying.
My bitch runs the street at night, and I can't sleep. I'm saying my bitch.
Nah,
he didn't have to argue for his meal. She knew her role.
I mean, they didn't end up staying together, and that was my Uncle Sonny, and he a tough one too, because he.
Uncle Sonny? You call your grandpa Uncle Sonny?
It's a name because we had different type of. It's a Jamaican thing.
You know that they say Jamaicans don't never be called by their real name anyway.
Sounded more and more like a jacket. Sounded more and more like a jacket.
No. The reason why, because that's not my. That's my
grandfather, right? Their step grandfather.
We call it, it's like a step grandfather,
yeah.
Yo,
thank
you.
So.
Yeah.
Yo,
it's weird. It's weird.
Go ahead, man. Yo, but I want to mention this one thing before we move on. Right, is that we may have gotten together for love, right? And because I'm not saying every relationship doesn't get together for love, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Long-term love for me is mad fucking hard as a concept to understand, because I feel like we grow every 10 years. We turn into a whole different person. And it's easy to fucking outgrow each other. Not even say outgrow, just we grow apart, right? It's the same people, the people we were 10 years ago isn't the people we are today. And it's just like, I don't fuck with the person who you are today, all right? And you're not going to change. And I can see that. And that's why it's hard for me to see like people who are together for 20, 30 years. I mean, I love it when I do see it, because I love love, okay? I love it when I see people who are madly in love after 30 years. But you don't see it very often, and I understand why that you don't see it very often. And I don't know if I see it for myself yet. I got to see. So I don't know. I
want to tap into that. I agree with you to a certain degree, Shake. And like you said, the people that are married for the 20 and 30 years, you think that they liked each other every single day of that 20 and 30 years? Absolutely not. And that's a fact.
You just didn't see it.
But what they were willing to do is continue to work on their relationship. I agree with you. People change every 10 years, but then they bring it back, because at that point, yes, there's times where they're changing, they're bickering. Okay, but how can we get back to here? And for example, in 2005, when we was madly in love, what's missing from that? When we was at that place. So that continuous work in their marriage is what makes them stay together the 20 and 30 and 40 years. But to sit here and say every day of that 20 to 30 to 40 years that they were happy,
was good.
Absolutely not. I disagree. No, they had to work to get to where they are.
I will also say, Mo, I know a lot of people that are very complacent. They are not happy in their relationships and they just stay.
No, I'm talking about the ones that he's talking about that are like that and are still happy. And it's because they went through those grooves of fixing and trying to get back to where they were. If they just,
and some of them are ignoring it and just staying together.
About the other side of it, where they
the other side that are ignoring that bullshit and not talking about it, not working on it. They ignoring that other nigga, and they still showing up at events together. But Mash, I don't want to take over. Let's go on.
It's all good. It's all good.
All right, we got a puppy love video. We gonna play for y'all here.
Were quiet and peaceful and still. They hooked up the hitch and dragged off down the hill. On the way home, McGee said to Dee, that trip wasn't quite like I thought it would be. So when they got home...
All All right. So we all right. And for those of you who are listening, all right, we showed a video of this kid. I mean, they look like they was in kindergarten.
They look like they was in kindergarten, right? Pre-K.
Yeah.
They look like toddlers.
And you know, this small young black man pulls off this old school move of yawning or pretending to be tired, and putting his hand around this little shorty that was next to him in the kindergarten class. And she looked at him, giggled, and I don't know, maybe they were in love. I'm not sure.
And it gave him the approval to say he smiled, she smiled, and then he moved closer.
Don't just turn that into love, bro.
Thank you, man.
Don't just turn that into love, bro. That ain't love, okay? Don't
you
just
don't know
say,
that.
They ain't in love. They ain't bro. No. Okay?
You don't know that.
You right. You right. I don't know. I don't know that they didn't grow up and end up together. I don't know that. You 100%
All right. So the question that I asked, right? What are some early tactics you did to get girls, or for the ladies to get boys? What are some early tactics you used? Because clearly somebody trained that young man well. He had the yawn on point. He had the stretch. Before he got closer, he looked for confirmation. He was like, "You good with this?" She smiled. He was like, "All right, you gonna get a little closer." So what was y'all shit?
Early tactics back in the day was always a game. We playing tag, and on that tag, you touching, you kissing, you feeling, you doing something. We playing tag or hide and seek.
You fresh,
so you act like you want the person. So for example, if I like a guy, whatever, obviously if I'm playing hide and seek, I want him to find me. So I'm like, you kind of put one foot out. Or oh, Mo, I see you. Oh, you found me. And then it's a whole game because you have a crush on that person and you want to be found. And then, then you might end up, you found, and then it's in the dark, and then you give a little trips here and there. So it's like those little tactics of the game playing. That's what I would say.
Facts.
Yo, playing house, yo. Playing house was
definitely that's a good one.
Right? It was definitely a tactic to get closer to the person you got a crush on, especially if they live in your neighborhood. You know what I mean? Y'all all play together all the time, because it'd have to come together where y'all was always playing together. You know what I'm saying? And if you kind of wanted to make a little move, but in that early time, it's all about pushing boundaries and shit. So you trying to learn, like my little man right there. He was pushing a boundary. He was smooth with it too, because he wanted to see what her reaction was. He checked for her reaction and was like, "All right, we good? All right, we good." I love that. I was never on that level right there. I wish I was on that level, but I would play house, and I ain't gonna lie, I would want to be the husband, but sometimes I end up being like an uncle or a neighbor or some bullshit.
Mankind may have given me the headache, but nature will take it away.
Oh, shade. I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't always get to be the husband when I was a kid. It's what it is.
You know what I noticed about his reaction that you mentioned is that when he got the okay from her, that's when he moved in a little closer. But what about those little boys similar to you, Shake, that maybe not similar to you. I take that back. But what about the little boys that didn't get the girl to be like, smiling at him? What about the little girls that were like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that could have hurt his ego at that time too. You know what I mean?
That's how James.
That first rejection. Yeah. The little James Tucker.
Yeah. I'm sick and tired.
Go ahead, Mash.
I was going to co-sign Shake. I definitely played house. That was definitely a game that I used. And my tactic, I used to be the baby, because typically the girl I liked was going to be the mother. And if she was going to be the mother, I was definitely going to be the baby, so I could get held and rubbing all close on her. That was definitely my shit.
Oh, boys! Time to play house!
We used to play booty tag. I'm not sure if y'all remember booty tag or not. Definitely play booty tag, hide and go seek was big. We used to hide with the person that you liked the most, and when y'all were high, you need to touch and feel and hump on each other. That was definitely a tactic also. But yeah, there's quite a few things in my playbook. I'm gonna pass on to my son. He's gonna be good.
Wait, you're gonna teach him those things, Mash?
Of course.
What?
Of course. Of course. He's getting all the plays.
So I ain't gonna hold you. So I got a 2-part thing of how I knew I was either bagging like the little shorties or whatnot. So I definitely had like a simp mode. And my simp mode would just be like, give her everything. I would get my lunch tray and shit. You know, you go over, you be like, you want this apple? You know.
I went to make a garland of beach plums to place atop your glorious head like a crown. But then I caught sight of that sunset, and I don't know, something stirred inside me, and I had to stop and weep.
It's beautiful.
It is.
You start giving shit to her. You want this milk that I really want, but I don't, you want it. Take it. You can have it. You can.
No,
and
facts.
Like, it will always put me in a place where they would be like, oh, he coming. And now when I look at it, I'm just thinking like, damn, they were just using me for my banana and my pieces and my milk. They wasn't really giving me no burn. You know? But for the ones that I think really fuck with me, so I've always been like a silly, in my opinion, like animated nigga. And for some reason, like the girls who I could make laugh, like it was a rap for them. It was easy for me to be like, gotcha, bitch, like you're done for now. And they would always be around me, so it would just be like cool if I maintain this art of just being myself and silly, because there was a lot of my niggas who always wanted to be more serious. They'd be like, oh, she coming around and shit, and I'd be like, I don't care, and I just be doing my own shit, and I get them to come around and they'd be like, he do good by the girls. So yeah, I think it was just being silly and just naturally just myself, which was, yeah, it always helped.
You made me, sorry, I don't mean to cut off the next person to go. You made me remember when I was a kid, when other boys were around and then a girl come around that you like, shit get mad aggressive for no reason. Like, they get extra tough.
You ain't trying to get played in front of her.
Not only do you gotta like exist in this world where these niggas is being tough, but you gotta try to impress this girl while you're around. So like sports was big. Like if you playing basketball in the parks and then a girl come around, oh my God, this game is gonna be the most intense game ever, yo. You definitely reminded me of that shit. 100%. Crazy. 100%.
Yeah, the biggest niggas taking his shirt off like, oh, the girls is here.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I don't think I had any tactics as a little girl. I think as I got older, I can't think of any tactics that I used off the top of my head.
Okay. That's okay.
Other than sex appeal and all the little things, like as you get older.
Yeah, because she's the one who the tactics was used on. You the one who the tactics was being used on. You just didn't know it was happening. You think Shorty know that happened?
It was. I love guys like Flash.
Oh, simps. Niggas that give you shit.
Wow.
I enjoyed Flash. I enjoyed the ones like, you want this? I'm going to give you this. I enjoyed the guys that were I'll walk you home. I like all the guys that were just giving and supportive and protective and all the things, Oh,
it's catering.
Yeah, I've always liked that.
Exactly.
It's okay.
Exactly.
It's okay.
I live in abundance, Shake. Watch him out, bro.
And even if you did it, that mattered. That mattered. You're a giver, Flash, and I don't want you to ever feel bad about that. That's not a simp. You're a giver.
So in junior high school, I also used to draw, and I used to be really good at drawing, and I would draw.
You draw stuff?
I would sketch her. I would sketch the shorty, and I would give it to them, and then they wouldn't talk to me again.
That shit was trash, nigga. Your drawings were trash, bro.
No, they love the picture. They took the picture, and they be like, "Thank you so much." And then I be end of our talking life. She didn't say hi to me no more. It was just like, yo, fuck, yo. You just want me to draw the picture for you? That's it. But I guess it was just transactional for them.
Wait, were you drawing a picture of them or like a caricature type of shit?
During lunchtime, they would stand and pose for me, and I would draw it. I did it for several girls, and it didn't result in me getting no buns. Okay,
it's because you ain't follow up. If you'd have followed up, I think you'd have been.
It was my fault. It was my fault.
Up.
I know. I wasn't good at following up. You right.
Yo, Shay, that made me flash back to like the Titanic scene where I think Jack was drawing homegirl while she was making shit. And in my mind, I was saying like, that's when he got her, son. He drew that picture, and he was like, look at them titties, like good curves, everything, and showed her, and she was just like, oh my God, never seen this.
He clapped in the backseat of that car after he did that picture. He definitely clapped right after.
So I said Shake's pictures were terrible.
They were good, Flash. They were freaking good. Sorry for the interruption, tribe, but it's your boy Shake.
Oh, yeah, and it's me, your boy Flash the Philosopher from
the Sophisticatedly Ratchet Podcast.
Gang. And guess what? We have an incredible opportunity for you.
Yes, we do. Are you a small business owner? Do you own or run a barbershop, a nail salon, a hair braiding salon, a car detail shop, or even a restaurant?
Nah, maybe you're a lawyer. You might even be a real estate agent, rapper. Either way, you out here with a hustle, right?
Well, we have an exciting opportunity for you. We would like to highlight you in this section of our next week's episode. This is a great opportunity for an entrepreneur to get in front of a growing millennial audience. If you're interested, you should email us at soratchetpodcast@gmail.com.
You already know. Sorry for intruding, but let's get back to the show, y'all.
All right. So let's move on to our last talking point. All right, we're gonna do no bad days.
Why is it gonna be a great ass day? Because I said it was gonna be a great ass day. I won't accept nothing else. Nothing bad will enter my day. Say that shit like you mean it. Howl it. No bad days.
All right.
Okay.
And no bad days today is going to be special no bad days. Today we're going to be talking to our younger self. All right. We're going to do a round robin exercise. All right. So that everybody gives one tip. Right. And we're going to talk to young Spew God. We're going to talk to young Ice Queen. Right. Mm-hmm. And we're going to give us one tip that you'd advise yourself about love. All right. So we're going to start from left to right. Flash, you go first. What's the one tip you give yourself?
If you can make them laugh, you can make them splash.
Bam.
Ooh, okay. I would tell my younger self. I would tell my younger self that you should bask in the limerence of just feeling love, because life is a roller coaster. You're gonna feel it, the highs and the lows. So I want you to just bask in it.
Okay, you got a ding too.
Ding her up. That was good. I would say don't try to figure them out. Don't try to figure them out. That's not your job. That's not something you'll ever be good at, bro. Everybody's different. Everybody has different experiences. Everybody is everybody. Okay, don't try to figure them out. Be you, and who's for you will be for you.
Yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm. That's good advice.
So my younger self, boys are like buses. Another hour, another one is gonna come. And I say that to say, because when you're younger, you're fixated on that one person as if they're your end or be all, and they're not.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So
that was good.
You tend to just be fixated on that one person, thinking that that's your last, and it's really not. So boys are like buses; they're gonna continue to come.
Yo.
Yeah, that was good.
Nice.
Damn.
Yo, young Shake, let me talk to you for a second, bro. Learn to love yourself, all right? Because the way you love yourself sets the bar for how you accept love from everyone else, all right? And this is Shake signing off.
That was beautiful.
Love that.
No bad days. No
We
bad
didn't play
days.
No Bad Days though.
He can add
No bad
play
days.
it, I guess.
No bad days. Sorry.
He'll do it in post. He'll do it in post.
Do the word of the week tally. Let's see.
So there's a tie between me and Mash.
Yep.
Oh,
Let's
Challenge! I don't want peace. I want problems always.
Always.
You want ladies first.
TJ first. Let's
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
I really enjoyed this nostalgic episode. It really made me think about some of the limerence experiences that I've had during my childhood.
Okay. My great grandparents were a great example of limerence. I feel like their ability to stay together throughout all the BS was profound.
Oh gosh.
Give him a ding. I like Mash. I'm gonna give it to Mash.
I'm gonna give it to Mash too. I like his sentence better.
Okay.
That's two.
Well, it doesn't matter.
No, Mo. I want to hear your answer, Mo. What's your answer, Mo?
Tiebreaker.
It's not no tiebreaker. Two people.
Not tiebreaker. I know.
It's
You're right.
It's not a tiebreaker.
Just be nice to me, Mo. At least be nice to me.
TJ. TJ, you
good. Thank you.
But
Yeah,
that's what I said.
I like your sentence too, TJ. But I like Mash.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Max, you win. You did a great job with this episode,
Thank
too.
you, team.
Thank
Appreciate you. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you again for joining us for Sophisticatedly Ratchet. All right. We love you, tribe. Please tune in. We're going to keep putting out more content for you all. We need you to like, comment, and subscribe so we can continue to build the tribe. And if you're trying to promote some of your shit, hit us. All right. We got time slots for y'all. All right. You got a business that you want to promote. You got a brand that you want to get out there. If you're an artist, all right, you holla at us and we'll get you on the show and get you some airtime. We love you, tribe. Thanks for tuning in.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.
Peace, y'all. Peace.